Making friends is hard. It can be especially hard when you've just moved to a new city and you know no one. About a month ago, I moved alone to Melbourne. I moved here with no plan and no friends. And for good reason. I wanted to see if I could start my life afresh. In the time I've been here, I've gone on lunch and made friends with people I've met in elevators, trains, and even on the street. In fact, it's quite surprising what happens when you step out of your comfort zone. If you're like me, you have a circle of friends. Maybe multiple circles of friends. You might have gone to the same high school, studied the same degree, or share similar hobbies with. It's pretty natural that we meet and become friends with people that we spend a lot of time and share similar interests with. As time progresses, you become comfortable. You stop making the effort to meet new people, and you might even stop appreciating the friends you have. But what happens when you enter a new environment where all of that disappears? A large part of me moving alone to a new city was to see if I could make friends and establish a new life. It's one thing to just move to and be in a new place, and another to thrive in it with supportive communities and meaningful relationships. Because, well, we all know how important friends are and can be. And so over the past month, I've met people in elevators, trains, and on the street. I've been healthily encouraged to put myself out there and go, "Hi, my name's Victor. I don't know anyone here. It's nice to meet you." And look, yeah, I know, it can be kinda cringy and kinda scary. But also, it's been awesome. It's been refreshing and I've learned so much. Before I share more, let's talk about people. People are so different, unique, and interesting. But there's also so many of us, 7 billion, and I am still single. There's so many of us, so it's very easy to find ourselves in a group of people that are very similar. In fact, more often than not, the new people we meet might already know the friends we have, and the friends we have already know the new people we meet. If you've ever gone to a party or an event where you're like, "Oh, I know you," and you meet someone, you're like, "Oh, you know this person," you'll sort of get me and see how small and interconnected this circle is. Now, there's nothing wrong or bad about this. It's very normal. The reason that you are friends is probably because your lives or your interests are similar. But have you ever met someone who is completely outside of this circle and just been fascinated? They have this different aura, this different life journey. Maybe they had kids right out of high school. Maybe they decided to sell everything and travel the world. Maybe they think the earth is flat. Okay, that's probably a bad example. But the point is, it's the interactions and time spent with people that we have no overlapping circles with that we can learn the most from. This is Alec. I met him randomly after church, introed myself, and we got lunch a week after. Yo, I'm with Alec. We met once at a church after church. Now we're mates. He has a degree in marketing, but he realized his real dream and passion was to dance. And now he dances for a living. This is Sam. I met him in an elevator.
Yo. We just got lunch and actually met this guy in the elevator from
And I found out he's building a company that helps people get mortgages and then donates all their profits. It's crazy how different and interesting people are when you take that step to meet them. And it's one reason I really enjoy solo traveling.
My solo travels. I am in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia.
You're put into a new, unknown environment where you don't have that comforting circle to fall back on, and you're forced to meet people with very different lives. On the other hand, we also need people and communities that we share interests with. We all have hobbies and things we enjoy doing, and often doing it with people is much better than doing it alone. And the great thing about hobbies and interests and whatever you want to call it is that wherever you go in the world, there's almost certainly a public group that you can join and that will be probably super welcoming to you. For me, God and running are a big part of my life. So one of the first things I did when I moved here was 1, find a church, and 2, find a running club. And both went pretty well. When you start building and integrating your routine, hobbies, and support network, you go from simply being in a new place to slowly calling that place home. And the first step toward that is going out and making friends. I'm with my new friend, Will.
Hey.
We're off to Gab's Beer Festival. Different beers. Just met Sid and he's doing Siobhan or something. So I just spent my Friday night with some new friends that I made. Went to a beer festival with a work colleague who was with some friends. I met them, so it was super fun. We had some beer, got some super cheap dumplings. They were like 15 dumplings for 10 bucks, which is honestly unbelievable, especially in post-COVID times. How do we meet, bro?
How do we meet? I was kind of just chilling at church one day. It was like after service, and then I don't know, 2 people ran up on me, and I was like, oh snap, who are these guys? And yeah, I got intro to Victor from Sydney, so I was like, hey, let me show you a good time in Melbourne.
Yeah. This guy's name is Japan. In Fitzroy Gardens right now with my catching up with some church people. Making friends can be hard, but you know, doesn't have to be for sure, bro.
Doesn't have to be, bro. What do you?
You're your best friend, Henny.
Oh, thank you.
It's a sweet camera.